And thanks to all of you for joining us today. I'm sure life is busy for everyone. You could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here. I'm sure there is some attraction for Sri Sita Rama Lakshmana and Hanumanji. And we're very fortunate that this is the first time we're doing it in their presence. So Sri Ramayana is a Sharanagati scripture. It's another name for Ramayana. It's called Sharanagati Shastra. What Sharanagati is, what are its characteristics, we will unfold as we go through this particular narration. In the Ramayana, there are many episodes of Sharanagati. Sharanagati in English would mean offering of oneself to someone greater than us. And in some Sharanagatis, there was some success. Some Sharanagatis failed. As you just saw a few minutes before, Dasharatha fell at Kaikeyi's feet, begging her, but his Sharanagati was unsuccessful. Similarly, there are others that were not successful and some that were very successful. Today we will be sharing an episode of a very successful Sharanagati. And we hope that it will inspire us to similarly follow as the narration unfolds. Ramayana is a work, of course, written by Valmiki Rishi that extols, glorifies the 6 stages of Sharanagati. It also has all the 9 processes of devotional service called Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Atmanivedanam. Another word for Sharanagati is Atmanivedanam. It has all the 12 rasas. According to the great Bharata Muni, who was the creator of Natya Shastra, he says that there are 9 rasas, which is true. The Gaudiya Acharya, Srila Rupa Goswami, took that and showed us that there are 12 rasas. 5 what he calls primary and 7 secondary. So Ramayana has all the 12 rasas in full blossom. And it has all the 24 syllables of the Gayatri Mantra. Certain individuals, for whatever reason, may or may not know what the Gayatri Mantra is. Some of us can repeat what that mantra is also. But it's not just the words, but the idea is to enter into the meaning of the Gayatri and ultimately realize the Supreme Lord Sri Ramachandra, his consort Sita Devi, Lakshmana, Hanuman and all of their associates. They're all encapsulated within that mantra. So 24 syllables in the Ramayana, in the Gayatri mantra, starting with Tat Savitur Varenyam. And the entire Ramayana is 24,000 verses, 1,000 verses per syllable of the Gayatri. So if you take all of those sets of thousands and put them together, the first syllable of every 1,000 and first verse together will make you the Gayatri Mantra. The idea being that those who cannot get Gayatri from a guru directly in a very formal way, by studying of Ramayana, when you visualize and see Sri Ramachandra, Sita Devi, Lakshmana and Hanuman, you have understood and entered the meaning of the Gayatri. This is Valmiki's very, very special gift to the common people like me. Now, we're sitting here. We have some amazing devotees with gifts that I don't have. So this presentation, because we are trying to glorify Sri Ramachandra, can and in all likelihood be entertaining. But it is not entertainment alone. We hope that each one of us has an experience of somehow or the other, our heart moves a little towards the wonderful Sri Ramachandra. As you're hearing the shlokas being sung, because they've put so much work into, I would say using the word work, but devotion into picking the right mood, the right raga, the way it is conveyed, what the storyline is being unfolded for us. So we want you to have that experience. The way to is, one is to turn off your cell phone. The other is to try and minimize conversations between yourselves, because you'll see some of your friends and you'll wave at them, you'll have a little sidebar conversation. We have lunchtime where you can happily have those exchanges for the next 2 hours. I shouldn't say 2 hours, very short time. We will try and enter into that spirit. As these slokas are being sung, the story is being narrated, try and put yourself in a situation that the characters are going through somehow. Visualize the rasa, and I promise you, it will move you in a very palpable way. Ultimately, we pray that may Sri Sita, Rama, Lakshmana, Hanuman, all their associates, all our great teachers, the great Vaishnavas, the great persons who have spent their lifetimes in bringing the Ramayana to life for us, ultimately Srila Prabhupada and our own Guru, that we feel uplifted and a little closer in our connection and relationship with Sri Ramachandra. We will begin invocation in just about few seconds. We came to know that there is some logistical requirements with mics, etc. And it's generally has been my experience that you plan for one thing and life keeps it a surprise till the last minute and then tells you what's going to happen. But for all of us, our hero is Sri Ramachandra, who got last minute surprises one after the other. One evening he's told, tomorrow morning you will be the Prince Regent for Ayodhya. And the next minute, can you hear me? He is told you'll be the Prince Regent for Ayodhya. He is preparing. All the paraphernalia has been put together. And suddenly he is told, you're not going to the palace, you're going to the forest. Not for a visit, but for a long stay for 14 years. And our acharyas explained that Ramachandra, when he walked in to meet Dasharatha, he had a smile on his face. And when he was told he was going to the forest, he had a bigger smile on his face. So life can throw challenges left, right and center. Our hero is Sri Ramachandra, who tells us that somehow we accept things as they come, but our focus and attention is on the grace of the Lord. That's what we hold on to. Okay, are we ready? Good. Not yet? So, where Rama Raghava Prabhu and Amara Mataji, I must say they're amazing. I was sitting in the back and I was moved by just thinking and hearing what Dasharatha went through, what Kaikeyi went through. Sometimes Kaikeyi is taken as the villain here. Actually, she's not the villain. I'll tell you a secret from Ayodhya Kanda. In that chapter where Kaikeyi is constantly asking Rama to go to the forest and being hard-hearted, In 21 shlokas, Valmiki addresses Kaikeyi as Devi, 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 as a hint that Ramachandra did not take the messenger as the villain. He understood as a lesson for us that we all are dealt with a certain throw of the dice, a certain set of cards. And whoever conveys or is the carrier of that message, we express all our anger and frustration towards them. But actually there is a hand behind. And if we can see the hand of divinity, the hand of the Lord, hand of providence, however you call it, then it is less shaking and devastating. That's our practice. It's not, of course, easier said than done, but that's our practice. And that is why, to show us the Supreme Lord Himself with His consort, come here, unfold this pastime for us to see our own life unfold in front of us. So we'll begin with invocation. Our life is like a drum. It has to make good sound. Once in a while, for it to make good sound, you need a stone and you have to hit, and then it makes a good sound.
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Manojavam Marutatulya Vegam Jitendriyam बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठम् वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि। पूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्। आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। दक्षिणे लक्ष्मणो यस्य वामे च जनकात्मजा पुरतो मारुतिर्यस्य तं वन्दे रघुनन्दनम्।
We're going to take you to Lanka, in the palace of Ravana. In Ravana's palace, we are going to enter into Ravana's courtroom. Ravana is surrounded by his great generals, and we'll hear their names. This Ravana, although a 10-headed demon with 20 arms, strong, and who has conquered the entire universe, is sitting with his head bent low because he has been embarrassed. He is ashamed because he has never faced defeat until now. Only a few days ago, some unknown Vanara, after all, in his mind he considered him to be a monkey, crossed the ocean for 100 yojanas, which is impossible for anybody to do. Not only that, he burnt his entire kingdom down and left as if it didn't matter to him at all. So naturally, Ravana is embarrassed. He has never faced embarrassment in his life. So he has called all his council of ministers and he asks them, what is the best thing to do now? Now we may think, oh, looks like there is some sense in him. But that's not his question. The question has a premise that is unspoken. The unspoken premise is, I will not give Sita back to Rama, so what should we do now? Meaning, how can we continue holding Sita here in Lanka? All of you advise me, what should be done? The Rakshasas, they just want an opportunity to fight. They don't care what the situation is. And after all, we're talking about human beings. Ram, Lakshmana, they're princes. Ravana had conquered great devatas. What to speak of human beings then? So then, one by one, his council of ministers reminded Ravana. This reminding is a fanning of ego. It's called flattery. It is said flattery is the best form of, or plagiarism is the best form of flattery. You copy exactly what someone has done, they feel, oh, it's mine. And every king wants people around him. Now one may think, oh, I'm not a king. So let me make it more general. Every one of us wants people around us who will somehow or the other flatter us. Okay, flattery is a strong word. Appreciate us in a certain way. And we want to hear certain things. I usually ask this question. In this world, what is the sweetest sound to hear? Music? Anyone? What is the sweetest sound to hear? You are very good. Thank you. That is sweeter. Very good. To speak, to hear nice words about us is the sweetest sound. What is the most bitterest or most bitter sound to hear? Feedback. When someone speaks something bad about us. Possible, but there is something even worse. When someone speaks nice words about someone else. Then it hurts. Because even if they speak of bad words about us, at least the attention is on me. It's not so bad. But someone else. So Ravana had all these powerful people around him and said, you are the leader who attacked Bhogavati. Bhogavati is Kubera's kingdom. And you took away all his wealth. You took away his Vimana, Pushpaka Vimana, and it is right here with you. In fact, you kicked him out of Lanka. And you're sitting on the throne of Lanka. Another one said, you went to Kailasha, where Lord Shiva resides. And you fought with Shiva's followers. You shook the entire Kailasa mountain. And you got so many blessings from Lord Shiva. Now, because two people have praised, the third one also has to say something. He said, you know, you defeated Maya, the greatest Danava. And Maya became so scared of you that he came and gave his daughter Mandodari as your wife to you. You've acquired such gifts. Ravana, you went to Rasatala, the lowest place in the universe. And you vanquished the greatest Nagas, Takshaka, where Takshaka, Vasuki, Shanaka and Jati live. Another one said, that is nothing, you went to Yamaraj's abode. I mean, who goes to Yamaraj's abode? In Krishna, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, one who comes to my abode never returns. Yamaraj also says, one who comes to my abode never returns. You went to Yamaraj's abode, you defeated Yamaraj. Although the reality is, Yamaraj was about to kill Ravana. Lord Brahma intervened and said, no, the pastime is for Lord Ramachandra, you have to step back. But for Ravana's followers, they can't say that. They said, you defeated Yamaraj and you came back. So these are all in higher planetary systems. On the planet Earth, you have vanquished all the Kshatriyas. There is nobody who can stand up to you. Actually, in another version of Ramayana, not the Valmiki Ramayana, it is said that Ravana had conquered all the 9 planets. Usually people wear rings, things around their neck, certain color of cloth because the graha has to influence them positively. Ravana had all the grahas lying down on his steps. And he would step on them and go up to his throne. One day Narada Muni came and told him, when you step on their back, it doesn't hurt them so much. Have them turn on their back. You step on their stomach, you see the pain that they will have. It will give you great pleasure. So he would step on them. But the idea was, every time Ravana would step on Shani, Shani would look at Ravana. Tera bhi din aayega. One day, it will be your day. Then one said, why are you worried about fighting, war and all that? Actually, none of us has to do anything. You just sit in Lanka, enjoy. You know Indrajit? He will take. Indrajit had fought with Indra. That's how he got his name. It's a title actually. And Indra, who's the greatest warrior, was defeated by you in such a way that you had tied him up like a petty criminal. And Lord Brahma had to come to Indrajit and say, let Indra go. That's when you left. So when you can defeat Indra, the king of the Devatas, what is two human beings? Why are you concerned about Rama, Lakshmana, Visvanara at all? Prahasta, who was as mighty as a blackish dark cloud, he started roaring and said, not only Kshatriyas, the Yakshas, the Gandharvas, the Nagas, Kinnaras, Kim Purushas, any being in the universe is afraid of you, Ravana. If you give me permission, I will immediately go finish off Rama, Lakshmana, Sugriva, whoever it is, I don't care. Durmukha. Durmukha means ugly faced. He said, you're afraid of that Hanuman? Is that one bothering you? I will personally go finish Hanuman and come back. Another Rakshasa who had a gada in his hand, and that gada was dripping with blood and flesh because recently he had killed somebody. And he said, I will give Sugriva and come back. Ha! Vanaras are nothing. In fact, I will enter into the sky, become invisible, and hurt them in such a way that they don't know where all these arrows and weapons are coming towards them. Kumbhakarna's son, Nikumba, and another son, Kumbha. They both said, everyone stay here, we will take care of the enemy. Vajrahanu, he was smacking his lips because he was thinking how tasty the Vanaras will be. And he said, none of you will go there. You enjoy wine, all your eatables. I will enter the Vanara army. I will kill Angada and anybody who's there. So they're all standing roaring because they want to go on this war. There's only one person who does not want this to happen. So hearing all this, somebody, can you guess who that is? Vibhisana. Vibhisana stood up and with folded hands said to all of the Rakshasas,
Tangrita-yudan sarvan varayitva Vibhishanaha abravit prajnale Vakyam punah pratyupavishyata.
Tan grihitva sarva yudhan. They are all holding their weapons. Vibhishana with Pranjali, with his hands folded, went and begged to all of them and Abravit spoke to them and he said, Punaha pratyupeshayan. He made them all sit down because how do we say to people, Jara baith jao 2 minute. Think, thande dimag se socho, think carefully. Yeah? They were not sitting down like that. They were great mighty warriors. He made them sit down and with folded hands said, please listen to me. Please listen to me. Don't jump like that to fight this battle. Just consider Hanuman. He has done the impossible act of crossing over the ocean and he entered Lanka. Don't underestimate Ramachandra's strength. In fact, no one can estimate his strength. He's called Aprameya. And honestly, Ravana, what offense did Ramachandra do to you anyway? You're thinking of fighting. Oh, you may say, in Janasthan, he killed Khara, Dushana, Trishiras and 14,000 of my armies. But if you know honestly, if you think carefully, Ramachandra was only fighting them in self-defense because Khara went to attack Ramachandra. So you can't blame a person if they are defending themselves. Important lesson Vibhisana is saying to Ravana. Never take animosity towards someone who is situated in dharma. Because of dharma, they are always protected. But if you go and fight with them, such a person, you will never win. In fact, don't wait until Rama comes into Lanka. Right now, he is just somewhere. Don't wait. Yes, they have crossed the ocean, but don't wait until he enters Lanka. By that time, it will be too late. What I want to tell you is, please give Sita back. And in the Ramayana, there is the last line that it repeats again and again. He says, Pradiyatam Dasharathaya Maithili. Pradiyatam, please give back Maithili. Sita Devi, Dasharathaya, the son of Dasharatha. To him, please. It's, after all, his wife. And if you don't give back Sita, not only you, me, all these generals, but your entire Lanka that you are proud of, all the Rakshasas that you see, all will be finished. Please take my humble plea a little seriously. Do it before Ramachandra's arrows enter into you like the powerful blazing sun. So you have this anger, you give up this anger.
Yajasva kopam sukhadarmanashanam bhajasva dharmam pratikirti vardhanam prasida jivema saputra bhandava pradiyatan dasharataya maithili Pradiyatan dasharataya maithili.
Although Vibhishana is younger, one may say, how can a younger person instruct an older one? Isn't that a violation of etiquette? The answer is no. When the older one has his buddhi, his intelligence not functioning, or is doing something that is violation of ethics or morality, then it is perfectly okay for the younger one to step in and give good counsel. So in the first two lines, he gives him his good advice. He says, Tyajasva kopam. Please give up your anger. In fact, one may wonder, what is Ravana angry about? He is the one who kidnapped Sita Devi. What is he angry about? Because anger has no rationale. So he says, just kopam. Because kopam, anger, does something to a person who's carrying that anger. Sukha, dharma, nashanam. Anything that you have built, put together, and accrued whatever good merit, and enjoying that happiness will be finished. Sukha dharma nashana. In fact, do the opposite. Bhajasva dharmam. Live your life according to dharma, according to proper codes of conduct. In our Vaishnava tradition, we mean try to live as a servant of the Lord. Instead of trying to be a master of this world, be a master of your senses, be a servant of the Lord. By that, Rati Kirti Vardhanam. Not only will you have in your heart loving feelings for the Lord and all of Lord's creation, but Kirti Vardhanam, you will become famous in the world. Not notorious, famous. And Prasida, be pacified. Just be happy with what you have. What does Ravana have? Everything. Prasida, Jivema, let's all live happily. With what? Sa Putra Bandhavan. Let's go to nice home programs, visit friends, enjoy birthday parties of children. Just live happily with your children and relatives. Why you want to go and unnecessarily take on a fight with Ramachandra. Pradiyatam dasarathaya maithili. If you spell the word anger, A-N-G-E-R, you put a D in front of it, what does it sound? Danger. So anger is just one letter away from something very dangerous. Anger, according to Vibhisana, destroys everything you've worked for, everything you've collected, and nothing remains. In fact, everything is burnt by that anger. So give Sita back to Sri Ramachandra. Ravana heard Vibhisana, didn't speak a word, dismissed everybody from the palace, including Vibhisana, and entered his private quarters to carefully think about what Vibhisana said. In fact, what Vibhisana said strengthened Ravana's resolve to do exactly the opposite, because how dare someone give me advice? So the next day, Ravana called his council of ministers again. One by one, they all came and parked their Teslas, their fancy cars, SUVs, minivans, and walked into Ravana's chambers, including Vibhisana. Ravana was still angry. He did not speak to Vibhisana. After all, he's still his brother though. So with his eyes indicated to Vibhisana to sit there next to him, like that. Vibhisana sat with his palms folded. Not once was Vibhisana proud or arrogant that, oh, I'm giving you such good advice. He's trying to beg his brother, please don't move in this path that you're going. Then Vibhisana, who knows what is good, what is bad, what is the right way to behave, etc., waited for Ravana to see, can I tell him something? Yesterday he told him, almost like a warning, right? He said, Prasida Jivema Saputra Bandhavan. That message seemed to not have worked. So maybe I can tell Ravana of what the symptoms are in Lanka, what's happening. Because maybe by that his heart may change a little bit.
यदा प्रभृति वैदेही सम्प्राप्तेह परतपा यदा प्रभृति वैदेही सम्प्राप्तेह परतपा तदा प्रभृति दृश्यन्ते निमित्तान्यशुभानिनः
Nimittani drisyanti prabhriti tada. Prabhriti means since the time. Since the time you brought Sita here, we are seeing certain indications all over Lanka. Tada prabhriti drishyante. We are all able to see. Only Ravana you are not able to see. Or you are in denial. You don't want to see. Nimittani ashubhani. They are all inauspicious signs everywhere. Every time we start a yajna and offer ghee in it and say swaha, the fire is supposed to rise and glow. But Ravana, the fire is not glowing at all. In these fires, although the flames are supposed to come out like tongues of a snake, actually snakes are crawling out of this fire. This is not a good sign. The cows that are being grazed, that are grazing and are ready to give milk, if you go to try and milk them, their udders have become dry. Cow is not ready to give milk. That means she's not happy. donkeys, camels and other animals are shedding their hair, and your best doctors are giving them treatment, and nothing is working. On our rooftops, wild crows are sitting and whole day cawing. It's not a good sign, Ravana. Not only crows, eagles and vultures are also circling the rooftops. These are not good signs. What does it mean? You have done something that you should not be. At the gates, carnivorous animals are waiting and growling. Usually they are never here. The best atonement for this, Ravana, is somehow or the other, I believe you should give Sita Devi back. You may think that maybe I am under delusion or I am greedy for some better post within your ministry. I have no such greed. I have no such desire. I am just telling you out of my love and affection to you as you're my older brother. Everybody is aware, except you. Everybody is aware that you've made such a big offense. Ravana did not want to hear Vibhisana. So Vibhisana tries one more time. I want you to keep account how many times he tried to convince Ravana. So one more time he tries.
प्रापणे चास्य मन्त्रस्य निवृता सर्वमन्त्रिणः प्रापणे चास्य मन्त्रस्य निवृता सर्वमन्त्रिणः अवश्यं च मया वाच्यं यदृष्टमथवा श्रुतं संविधाय यथा यान्यं तद्भवान् कर्तुमर्हति हितं महार्तं मृदुहेतुसंहितं व्यतीतकालयति सम्प्रति क्षमम् निशम्य तद्वाक्यम् उपस्थितज्वरः प्रसङ्गवान् उत्तरम् एतदब्रवीत्.
All these ministers, sarva mantrinah, mantrasya nivritaha, they have stopped giving you good advice. You know the story of the emperor has no clothes? Similar, Ravana. Everyone was just scratching his back but not giving him good advice. So Vibhisana says, sarva mantrinaha nivritaha. They have stopped giving you good advice. You've also heard what I have said. Avashyam cha maya vachyam. You're seeing and you're hearing what I'm telling you. Now you carefully consider what I have said and do the right thing. So we may think Vibhisana maybe is angry or has an agenda. So Valmiki tells us this is how Vibhisana is speaking to Ravana. Hitam. Hitam means the welfare of Ravana. Vibhisana doesn't want anything. He wants the welfare of his older brother. Hitam. Maha Artham. And his words have great meaning in them. Because after all, he wants to make sure that he doesn't lose his older brother. His brother doesn't lose his kingdom, doesn't lose his wives, his own life and everything. So, Maha Artham. So, did he say it angrily? No. Mridu. Very gently, softly, strongly, but softly. Hetu Samhitam. Full of what is considered logic. It's not just some nonsense talk. In Vibhishana's advice, there is so much logic that Ravana cannot deny. There is a saying from Mahabharata. If you give a fool good advice, you know what happens to that fool? He becomes angry. Vibhisana is saying Mridu Hetu Samhitam. And his words are so good. He says Vyatita Kala Yati Sampraptam. So this advice is good for any time in the past, present, and good for in the future. So we may think, Ramayana happened so long ago, times have changed, this advice may not be applicable for me. Valmiki already did a checkmate on it and said that advice is good for future also. His words are so valuable that they don't change by time and circumstance. Nishamya Vakyam. So Ravana heard all these words. Upasthita Jwaraha. Ravana's body was burning with fever. The fever is the anger inside him. Prasangavan Uttarametad and said in a very angry tone back to Vibhishana, I'm not afraid of anybody. You think Rama can defeat me? Even Indra cannot defeat me. I will not give Sita back. And dismissed everybody, including Vibhishana, from the court. Later, again, Ravana's ministers and Vibhishana were assembled back with him. Vibhishana made one more attempt. One may think, can't you get the message? So it's easy to get the message and say, okay, I tried. But Vibhishana loves his brother, so he wants to now give him another warning in a different way. He says, okay, the symptoms out there didn't scare him. The other things are not scaring him. Let me tell him that his life is in danger. Maybe that may move him a little bit.
भावन्तरभोगराशिस् चिन्ताविशस् सुस्मिततीक्ष्णदंष्ट्रः पञ्चाङ्गुलि पञ्चशीरो अतिकायस् सीतामहाहेस्तवकेन राजन् जीवन्स्तु रामस्य न मोक्ष्यसे तं गुप्त सवित्रापि अथवा मरुद्भिः न वासवश्याकगतो न मृत्यो न भो न पातालम् अनुप्रविष्टः.
Let's go back to the previous slide. It is his brother, right? But he addresses him as Rajan, O king. Because that's the etiquette. He's sitting in the assembly, in the courtroom. He can't say, oh, my brother. He says Rajan. And he says, Kena. Kena means by whom? By whom vritohi have you been covered? What is the covering? He says, you see, Bahu means arms. Bahvantara means the chest. He says, somebody, and who is it, Ravana, that has put this venomous snake around your neck? And this snake has certain features. Bahvantara Bhogarashi. The chest of Sita is the poisonous head of this snake. You're attracted there. It's a snake, it's a deadly snake. Sita's chinta. She's constantly worried to go back and be with Ramachandra. That chinta is that snake's poison. Vishaha chinta. You are attracted by her sweet smile, but that sweet smile, Susmita Tikshna Damshtra, it's her very sharp teeth of this deadly snake. Panchanguli Pancha Shiraha, this is a 5-hooded cobra that is around your neck. You think it is Sita. You put a snake around your cobra, deadly cobra around your neck. Atikaya, very, very mighty. Sita, Maha Ahi. Ahi is snake. So who is that fool who put this deadly snake around your neck? And you are thinking, it's so nice. It's going to sting you and bite you. Jivam stuno Ramasya mokshaye. Next slide. You will not be alive. Na jivam stu. You may think, oh, I will go hide in the sun planet. He says, Savitrapi Guptaha. If you are hiding in the sun planet, even then, you have no escape. Athava Marudbihi. You may hide in the realm of the Maruts. Na Vastavasankya. You may sit on the lap of Indra. Or you may go and take the shelter of Mrityu. You may go and tell Yamaraj, please protect me. You may hide in the sky. Nabha Patala Manupravishta. You may hide somewhere in Patala. Ramachandra's arrow will come looking for you. There is no escape for you. So please, Rajan, lust is a deadly snake that will consume you completely. Krishna in Bhagavad Gita tells us too, lust is the greatest enemy of a living being. So give Sita back before all the monkeys. Oh, you may think, they have no weapons. I have all mystical, magical weapons. Their weapons are their nails, their teeth, and their legs and their strength. They will pick up trees. That's not any weapons. You don't know their strength. You don't know their numbers. When Rama releases deadly arrows, it will cut off all your heads. All these ministers, they won't be there. So please, please, please give Sita Devi back. You would think that Ravana would respond. Instead, Prahasta spoke up. Because Prahasta doesn't want any of this. He said, what is this nonsense? No giving Sita back. What do you think? We are so many in number, we are so powerful. Look at my resume. Not just mine, look at everyone's resume. What accomplishments they have. So Vibhishana said, Prahasta, how can you, me or any of these Rakshasas kill Ramachandra? The problem is you're thinking he's an ordinary human being, and I'm telling you, he's not an ordinary human being. He is a Maharathi. Alone, at any given moment, he can fight with 10,000 people around him. He's just like his father. That's how he got the name Dasharatha. Don't boast of your strength. Anybody who boasts of their own strength gets a very, very bitter medicine at the end of it. But our friends will not listen.
Sunivishtam hitam vakya muktavantam vibhishanam apravik parusham vakyam ravana kala choditaha.
Ravana, Valmiki says, is kala choditaha. He has been inspired by time, which means he is inspired by death. He is choosing his own death. Sunivishta hitam vakya. He heard all the lovely messages that Vibhishana had to give him. But in return, Abravit Parusham Vakyam, spoke in very harsh words. He said, you're a brother? This is what a brother looks like? Has anybody ever experienced a brother like this? This is what you call should be a brother?
वसेत् सहसपत्नेन कृत्येनाशिविषेण वा न तु मित्रं प्रवादेन संवसेत् शत्रुसेविना यथा मधुधरस्तर्शाद्रशान् विन्दन्न विद्यते तथात्मन् अभितत्रैव तथा न्यायेषु सौहृदम् अन्यस्तु एवं विधन् ब्रूयात् वाक्यं एतन्निशाचरः अस्मिन् मुहूर्ते न भवेत् त्वन्तु धिक्कुलपांसना.
Instead of having a useless brother like you, I'd rather live with an enemy or have a deadly snake in my lap and I will not feel any danger than from a brother like you. Such people who tell you, oh, I am your brother, I am your friend, and they're inside, harboring some ill feelings, those persons are the most dangerous ones. You say, you're my friend, you're just a pretender. You are just like that bee, honey bee, that rushes towards a flower and the flower thinks, oh, someone is coming towards me, takes all the honey from it and doesn't care for it and goes away. You're ungrateful, wretched fellow. Because you're my brother, I haven't done anything. But if it was anyone else, asmin muhurtena na bhavet, one moment they would be dead for daring to speak to me like that. Thik kulapamsana. You're a kalank on the family. Thik. Thik in Sanskrit, in Hindi we use the word chi. Thik kulapamsana. This is the greatest insult that Ravana could utter towards Vibhishana. Dhik, I'm speaking for you. I'm speaking for your good, that you will be alive. And that's what the message you got. He says, Dhik kulapamsana. It was at this moment that Vibhishana could not stay there anymore. And immediately, as soon as Ravana said, Dhik kulapamsana, Vibhishana rose up into the sky. Immediately.
Ityukta parusham vakyam nyayavadhi Vibhishanaha utpapata ghada panis chaturbhis saha rakshasaihi apravicha tada vakyam jatakroto Vibhishanaha antariksha gataha shriman rataram rakshasadipam.
When Ravana spoke such harsh words, Utpapata means rose up, antariksha, into the sky, Gadapani, holding his mace or Gada, Chaturbhi Rakshasasaha. His four of his followers also rose up with Vibhishana, and he says, Apravit tada vakyam. Then Vibhishana addressed his brother as he was floating in the sky with these four followers, and Valmiki calls Vibhishana at this point Shriman. Up until this point, we hear the word Vibhishana, brother, but he calls him Shriman. This is because until the point that Vibhishana did not get up from there and leave, he's still trying to convince his brother. But he realized that at this point, no good advice. It's like the water on a duck's back. Nothing's going to touch him. And because he rose up as a determination to leave, Valmiki says, Shriman. He's become very glorious. Another is, it doesn't matter what background one has come from. In this case, Vibhisana has come from a Rakshasa family. One may consider one's own and say, at least I'm not Rakshas. Yeah. But it doesn't matter what background, how good, how bad, how treacherous, how wonderful, how rich, how poor, how beautiful, how educated, not educated. Doesn't matter. As soon as Vibhisana rose up to go to Ramachandra, that such a person becomes Shriman. He also got this realization that beyond a point, I cannot change anybody's mind. Now I cannot just operate on the basis of, oh well, I cannot change anyone's mind, so why even try? Vibhisana tried because after all, it's his brother. And it's the duty of a human being, or a Rakshasa, to give good advice to others. So he gave advice, he tried. But it did not work on Ravana. So, Shriman. Okay, the next one.
सत्वां प्रातासि मे राजन् ब्रूहि मां यद्यदिच्छसि ज्येष्ठो मान्यः पितृसमो न च धर्मपते स्थितः इदं तु परुषं वाक्यं न क्षमामि अग्रजस्य ते सुनीतं हितकामेन वाक्यम् उक्तं दशाननः न गृह्णन्ति अकृतात्मानः कालस्य वशमागतः सुलभ पुरुष राजन् सततां प्रियवादिनः अप्रियस्य चापत्यस्य वक्ता श्रोता च दुर्लभः.
Do as you wish, Ravana. I tried. Although you are my older brother, and I should treat you like a father, give you the same honor and respect that one gives one father to one's older brother. But the way you have behaved and the way you have acted, na kshamami, I cannot tolerate it. I cannot forgive it anymore. Okay, live happily with your family. Sometimes we say in Hindi, khush raho. You really don't mean it. It means go to hell. It's another nice way of saying, khush raho. Go to hell. Do what you want. Live with your family happily. I am gone. But before I go, I want to tell you one last thing, Ravana. Sulabha Purusha Rajan. Satatam Priyavadinaha. It is very easy for you to find people who will always say nice, pleasing things to you. Apriyasya, words that are not pleasing. Apathascha, pathya means that is digestible. When someone is dealing with digestive problems, you give a food that is called pathyam. It's easily digestible, like liquidy moong dal, things like that. Apathyascha means that is not easily digestible, because truth is neither pleasing nor easily digestible. Such persons, vakta shrota cha durlabham. You will not find people who will say such things, and you will definitely not find people who will hear such things. This is how the world is, Ravana. What can I say? Sulabha Purusha Rajan Satatam Priyavad. I'm repeating it because I wanted to enter us, because this is a very important message. Sulabha Purusha Rajan Satatam Priyavadina Apriyasya Apathascha Vakta Shrota Cha Durlabham. I'll tell you something interesting. This is not the first time Ravana has heard it. Back in Kishkindha Kanda, when Ravana came to Maricha and told him, this is the plan, you will steal Sita, where you will distract Rama and Lakshmana, and I will steal Sita. Maricha, his own uncle, told him, you're a fool, don't try this. And at that time, when he gave the final threat to Maricha, listen Maricha, either you follow what I say or you die in my hands. So Maricha thought, if I follow what he is saying, I will die in the hands of Rama. If I don't follow, I will die in the hands of Ravana. I am a Rakshasa, but I prefer to die in the hands of Ramachandra. Because at least before dying, I can see Ramachandra. Who wants to see this fellow? And at that time, while Maricha is transforming himself into this golden tear, he turns to Ravana and he says, Sulabha Purusha Rajan. Exactly, word to word, same shloka. Sulabha Purusha Rajan. Sadatam Priyavadinaha. Apriyasya Chapathyasya. Vakta Shrota Cha Durlabha, and went to the forest where Sita and Ramachandra. Ravana did not hear it. My spiritual master calls it having a bean in the ear. We have 2 ears. Ravana had 20. So he had a lot of beans. He couldn't hear a good message. His own brother is telling him. The message didn't go well. There was a great king by the name Alexander. And he had conquered from Greece all the way through Western Asia, came into India. At that time India, which was far bigger, and almost had covered almost to the eastern coast of India. Very, very supposedly popular, powerful emperor. He had fallen sick, was about to die. So the doctors said, much can't be done at this point. So he told his ministers, I'm going to die, and when I die, this is how you will do the final honors. I want doctors to carry my casket. And from the casket, I want both my hands to be flailing and hanging out like this. And as the procession is going towards where you will bury me, I want all of you ministers to scatter the street with the gold, the silver, the diamonds, rubies, emeralds that I gathered from all over the world. That's what you will do. So they said, that's very unheard of. What's your intent? What is it that you want to convey? He said, I want the world to know that the best of doctors cannot stop death. So I want the doctors to carry my casket. My hands, when they are hanging out, people should see that when you leave the world, you leave empty-handed. Doesn't matter how much you've collected. Your exit is empty-handed. And all that you have collected is going to mix with dust. So that was Alexander's message, and this is what Vibhisana is telling Ravana in one sense. Someone is giving you good message. You don't want to hear it. Okay. You have ignored my advice. And immediately Vibhisana left Ravana's palace.
परुषं वाक्यं रावणं रावणानुजः आजगाममुहूर्तेन यत्र रामसलक्ष्मणः इत्युक्त्वा परुषं वाक्यं रावणं रावणानुजः आजगाममुहूर्तेन यत्र रामसलक्ष्मणः.
Did you notice the music changed to a happy tone? Ityuktva parusham raja. Having spoken these harsh words, I thought Valmiki is telling us that Vibhisana is speaking mridu hetu samhitam with love, and suddenly Valmiki is telling us parusham vakyam, harsh words. Vibhisana spoke harsh words. These were harsh to Ravana's ears. That is why it's said harsh. And ajagama muhurtena yatra ram salakshmana. Ariva! Immediately, muhurtena, very, didn't hesitate. Muhurtena, and the word used is ajagama. Generally we will say Gamishya, he has gone, not Gamishya, Gatavan, he has gone to Rama Lakshmana. But suddenly the camera is where Rama and Lakshmana is there. Vibhishana ajagama. He came, he arrived. So Valmiki doesn't use the word went, but rather arrived. So a human being in his or her life has actually arrived when they come towards the feet of Sri Ramachandra. That is when you have arrived in life. Otherwise, you are only coming and going. You have not arrived. Muhurtena. Didn't waste time. Didn't sit there and think, should I go? Should I not go? What will happen if I go? I have to be a servant to Ramachandra. I'm sitting in a palace. It's comfortable. Should I go or not? Didn't consider immediately. Muhurtena. In an instant. When a person is considering to perform Sharanagati, there should be no hesitation. Because Vibhishana understood, as much luxury that I am living in, the greater luxury is to be at Ramachandra's feet. The joy of being as a servant is so much greater. So he did not hesitate. Ajagama muhurtena yatra, not Rama, Rama salakshmana. One cannot perform Sharanagati without the medium of a devotee or a guru. The very important lessons just used in one words by Valmiki Rishi. Yatra Rama. One may say, oh, I'm surrendering myself to Ramachandra. All those people in between, the devotees, I don't want them. It doesn't work like that. About 20 years ago, a student from Illinois Institute of Technology told me, becoming a devotee of Krishna, not bad. But this guru and people in between, I don't like it. But this is the method. Without, you will see what Vibhishana does. The Vedic message is that nobody actually has access to Sri Ramachandra without the devotees recommending us to the Lord. Imagine, can anyone go meet any great person without a secretary or someone there saying, hold on, I will tell you when you can enter. Right? It's called the gatekeeper. So when Vibhishana immediately rose up and came there, naturally, as he's flying in the sky, here all the Vanaras are there. Sugriva, Jambavan, Hanuman, Rama and Lakshmana are also there. And they see in the sky appearing 5 Rakshasas. They are wearing flashing jewelry, kirita, full with arms and weapons. What would you think? They are coming to attack. And so Sugriva looked at all of his Vanaras, and they all carried their own, now they don't have weapons. So they cracked mountain peaks, pulled out trees, and ready to see who is this Rakshasa. It's coming from that side, must be from Ravana's camp. Vibhisana, still hovering in the sky, came to where Sugriva is, spoke to Sugriva. But Ramachandra can hear, but his whole conversation is with Sugriva. So Sugriva is wondering, who is this?
Ravano nama durvritto Rakshaso Rakshaseshwaraha Tasyaham anujo brata Vibhishana iti shrutaha Tam aham hetubir vakir Vividaischa nyadarshayam Sadhu niryatyatan Sitaramaya iti punah punaha.
He is introducing himself to Sugriva. Ravano nam durvrittaha Rakshaseshwaraha. That fellow, actually not fellow, I shouldn't say, he is talking about his brother. That king of Rakshasas, Durvritta, all his characteristics, behavior are not good. Tasya aham anujo bhrata. I am such a person's younger brother. I've come here. I am Ravana's younger brother. My name is Vibhishana. Iti Shruta. People call me Vibhishana. Now this is a very interesting word. Some people say, my name is. Because when you say my, then you're identifying with the body. This body, I am such and such. But he says Vibhishana iti Shruta. People refer to me as Vibhishana. So he already has freedom from this body. Ahankara is already free for him. He says, Tam aham hetubhir vakya. I spoke so many times logical, important words to my brother. Sadhu niryatam. I said good things to my brother. And what was the good things? Sita, Ramaya. Please give Sita back to Rama. And not once. Itihi punaha punaha. Again and again. Again and again. We witnessed how many times he said. Again and again. But Ravana did not care. What to do? So, I had to leave and come here.
Soham parushitastena dashavarja avamanitaha Soham parushitastena dasavarja avamanitaha Tyatva putramscha daramscha Raghavam sharanam gataha Raghavam sharanam gataha Sarvaloka sharanyaya Raghavaya Mahatmane Sarvaloka sharanyaya Raghavaya Mahatmane Nivedayataman Kshipram Vibhishanam Upastitam.
My brother, Dasavaccha avamanitam. He treated me like a worthless slave and insulted me. And I have come to you, Sri Ramachandra, This is Sharanagati. Tyaktva daramscha putramscha. I have given up my wife, children. Raghavam Sharanagataha. And I have come to Sri Ramachandra to become his devotee. And I know Ramachandra will accept me. Why? Sarvaloka Sharanyaya. He's not that he's only the Sharanya for human beings, nice human beings, well-behaved human beings. No. Sarvaloka Sharanya. The Devatas, the Gandharvas, the Kinnaras, Kim Purushas, those who are living in the nether regions, Rakshasas also. So I have hope. Sarvaloka Sharanyaya Raghavaya Mahatmane. He's not miserly with his grace. Oh, to you okay, to you not okay. Sarvaloka Sharanyaya Nivedayatamam. But please, Sugriva, speak on my behalf. Nivedaya, please make an appeal to Sri Ramachandra on my behalf. That Vibhisana is here. But don't delay. Kshipram Nivedaya. Because I have waited for thousands of years. Please, don't delay. So when Vibhisana is speaking like this, obviously they're wondering what's going on. So one may say, Vibhisana is saying, I've given up my wife and children. Some people might say, the wife and child I have, I'm also happy to give them up. If the relationship is not strong, to give up is easy. But what if the relationship is very strong, it's sweet, it's lovable, it's so amazing. At that time to say, I have to give up everything. Okay, none of us is asking you to. That ultimately at the shelter of Ramachandra's feet, I come without a sense of possessions. Right? Aham and mama. One has to be able to relieve oneself of. He's saying, Tyaktva dharam tu putramscha. Then is it easy? Is it easy for Vibhisana? No, it's not. So Vibhisana has done the impossible to come at the feet of Lord Ramachandra. Now he's calling him Raghavaya. Every word has meaning. Raghavaya. In the Raghu dynasty, why did Ramachandra appear in Raghu dynasty? Because Maharaj Raghu became famous in the universe, and all the kings after Maharaj Raghu became famous, that anyone who asks anything of them, they never went back empty-handed. Such charitable nature attracted the Lord. He said, I want to be part of that family and take on the name of Raghu. So he called himself Raghava. So Raghavaya, that means my request will not be met with rejection. Nivedaya. This is the most important. Generally, when one goes to a temple, the habit is to ring the bell, go straight to where Radha and Krishna are standing or Sita and Ram are standing. Take a list and say, please make sure all these things are taken care of, and I made my payment. Ramachandra is not a little order carrier. We are the servants. But to reach Ramachandra, one as they enter the temple would go to the Acharya who's sitting there, or the Acharyas. You offer them respects and say, oh, my dear Srila Prabhupada, the Acharya, please recommend me so Ramachandra can see me. Then we go to the consort of the Lord, where Sita Devi is, or Radharani is there, and say, or Lakshmi Devi is there, oh, please put a word in his ear about me. Only when she will say, that he has come. Oh. Otherwise, I may not get the attention, I may not get his reception. So Nivedaya, please, make an appeal on my behalf. So we should ask the devotees to please make an appeal on our behalf to the Supreme Lord. So Ramachandra is hearing all this. but he doesn't say anything. He looks at Sugriva, Jambavan, others, including Hanuman, and he says, any intelligent person should take advice from others as to what is the best course of action before they take it. Now, I am here with all of you. Sugriva, you have brought all your army. You are my dear friend. You tell me what I should do. Sugriva said, we cannot trust this fellow. He already introduced himself as Ravana's younger brother. And he has not come alone, he has come with 4 others. So for your safety, Sri Ramachandra, I think we should carefully consider whether we should accept Vibhishana or not. In fact, I think Rakshasas are very crafty. You cannot trust them. Who can trust a Rakshasa? So I think we should not accept him in our party. It may happen that this fellow will speak all nice things. He will gain our trust. And when our guards are down, he may attack us. After all, Rakshasa blood, once a Rakshasa, always a Rakshasa. And how can we trust the enemy's brother? So, let's do one thing. Let's arrest him. In fact, let's just kill him. Ramachandra said, no. Please discuss amongst yourselves. So, Sugriva said, I said what I need to say. Angada, he said, I also agree. He has come from an enemy's camp. We cannot trust him. So I think at this point, because it is too short a time, it's difficult to analyze what are his good qualities, bad qualities. We don't have so much time. I just think we should reject him. Sharabha said, okay, let's do one thing. Instead of just rejecting him like that, let's shadow a spy with him. He will go along with him. They will see his behavior. They will give us a report whether we should accept him or not. One person says, we don't have time. The other says, send a spy. Let's take some time and find out what is to be done. Jambavan, very intelligent, very aged, has so much wisdom. As they say in Hindi, ye baal aise hi nahi pake hain. I can't say, mere to baal hi nahi, but aise baal pake hain. He said, why is he coming here now? He should have come when we were in Kishkinda. Now he knows you have crossed the ocean. War is going to happen. Maybe you will win the war. He thinks he knows. So why now? I doubt the timing is not correct. Because when you do something, it should be the right thing at the right time. So maybe he's doing the right thing. The timing is not correct. So there is some suspicion. Mahinda said, let's put him under a hot light, put him in the hot seat and interrogate him like anything, with asking him so many questions. Only one person has not spoken yet. Who's that? Hanumanji. So Valmiki tells us what Hanuman does, what he says.
अतः संस्कार संपन्नो हनुमान् सचिव उत्तमः अतः संस्कार संपन्नो हनुमान् सचिव उत्तमः उवाच वचनं श्लक्ष्णम् अर्थवन् मधुरम् लघु न भवन्तं मतिश्रेष्ठं समर्थं वदताम्बरम् अतिशाययितुं शक्तो बृहस्पतिरपि ब्रुवन्.
What lovely adjectives Valmiki is giving Hanumanji. He says, Atha, now, Samskara Sampanna. Hanuman is very, very well behaved, very cultured person. Sachiva Uttamaha, the best of advisors. Uvacha, he spoke. Vachanam, words that were slakshnam. So slakshnam means very, very prudent, very perfect, precise for that occasion. Arthavan, full of meaning. How did he speak? Madhuram. When Hanuman speaks, everybody's heart has to melt. Madhuram. And Laghu, short. Some people to say one thing speak for 2 hours. Some people to say don't even open their mouth, but Laghu. Enough, not too much, not too little. But his words were very sweet. And his sweet words, as he's standing, he tells Ramachandra, Matisreshta, you are the most intelligent being in all of creation. What advice can I give you? But you're very kind. You, actually Ramachandra, you speak even better than Brihaspati. But you're kind to us because you think we are your friends. You're asking us your advice. Actually, you don't need advice from anybody. You're just amazing person. And then he said, I have some things to say. But he doesn't say anything directly to Sugriva. After all, he's the king. So that's not okay. So without necessarily pointing to any one individual, he speaks in a general way by refuting all their arguments. That's why he says, Slakshnam, Madhuram, and Laghu. He says to Ramachandra, I'm not speaking to create any argument, nor am I speaking to create any dissension amongst us. I don't think myself as any superior to anybody. But out of respect, because you asked me, it is disrespectful if Ramachandra says to Hanuman, what do you think is your viewpoint? And I can't say. It is disrespectful. So out of respect, I am offering this. We can judge his good and bad qualities, but you can't necessarily give him an assignment, make him walk around, see how he does. We don't have so much time. You can't say, let's send a spy with him. He's already standing here. And you call a spy and say, follow him, he knows what you're doing. So that's not the right thing. Now someone said, maybe it's not the right time. I think his timing is perfect. His timing is perfect because he has understood that Ravana has no merit. And you, Ramachandra, are full of merit. So his timing is perfect. He didn't say this, but imagine, what if he came and talked to you after you killed Ravana? Then you might say, oh, he wants the kingdom. But he has come to you before the war. Nobody knows what the outcome of war will be. Every side thinks we will win. So his timing is perfect. If you hear his speech, what did he say? I have come to take shelter of Ramachandra. Not only the words, but hear the voice. Hanuman is an expert to not just go by the words. He hears the voice of the person. He said, hear his voice. He is being genuine. And we should not reject him. His intention is very clear. He wants to be your servant. Now, the question here is, Vibhisana has come to take Saranagati of Ramachandra. One may say, why are all these people having conversation? It is Ramachandra who has to say yes. So there is a delay. Does the Lord delay in giving Saranagati? That's the question that is raised. The answer is no. So Ramachandra's heart is becoming very impatient and is thinking, why are these people saying no? He has come to me. How can I say no to him? But they are my advisors, so they are saying, so he's waiting. As soon as Hanuman says, I think he is the perfect candidate, Ramachandra is so happy. Yes, he's understood my heart. I don't care whether he's Rakshasa. I don't care who he is. If he has come to me, I will accept him. Now he has actually come not with animosity. He has come as a friend. Right?
प्रतिविभीषणं श्रोतुमिच्छामि तत् सर्वं भवति श्रेयसे स्थितैः मित्रभावेन सम्प्राप्तं न त्यजेयं कदाचन दोषो यद्यपि तस्य स्यात् सतां एतदगार्हितम्.
Before I say a few words, Ramachandra says, I want to hear from you. They've all spoken. Now he's turned to Sugriva. Because Sugriva said no, Hanuman said yes. So Sugriva, I want to hear from you before I say anything. But let me tell you one thing, Sugriva. Mitra bhavena samprapta. He has arrived here with a friendly intention. Na tyajen kathanchana. Anybody who comes, even if they are acting, but they are acting, meaning that's a drama, they don't mean it, but they are speaking friendly words, my rule is I have to accept them. Dosho yadyapi, even if they are full of faults. If I don't accept them, satam etad agarhitam. The great sages, the great beings in my line of Raja Rishis will not like it. But if I accept him, they will all say, yes, Ramachandra, you have done the right thing. So I cannot say no to Vibhisana. But Sugriva, there is something special about you.
Na sarve bhratarastat bhavanti bharatopamaha madvidhava pituhu putrashrudho na bhavatvidaha.
Ramachandra addresses Sugriva as Tata, my dear friend. He says, in this entire world, there is nobody, if you look at all brothers in this world, there is no brother greater than Bharata for me. Na sarve bhrataras tata bhavanti bharatopamaha. Like Bharata, there is no other brother. If you look at all the sons in this world, there is no son greater than I. And if you look at all the friends in the world, there is no friend greater than you. Sugriva, you are such a loving friend for me. Yet, I still, what do you think now? And Sugriva said, see Ramachandra, I still think it's not good to accept Vibhisana. I'm concerned for you. What if he causes you some harm later? So when Sugriva second time says, what if he will cause you some harm? Ramachandra has what is called Shuchismita, a very pure, gentle smile. So with that smile, Ramachandra tells Sugriva,
सुदुष्टो वाप्यदुष्टो वा किं येष रजनीचरः सूक्ष्मम् अपि अहितं कर्तुं ममाशक्तः काञ्चना सुदुष्टो वाप्यदुष्टो वा किं येष रजनीचरः सूक्ष्मम् अपि अहितं कर्तुं ममाशक्तः काञ्चना पिशाचान् दानवान् यक्षान् अपृथिव्यान् चैव राक्षसान् अङ्गुल्यदेन तान् हन्यामिच्छान् हरे गणेश्वर.
Sugriva, the king of all the monkeys, Hari Ganeshwara. Sudushtova, that person can be the worst of the lot. Api Sudushtova, Api Dushtova, or whatever, must be the worst either way. Kimesha, to me, who can do anything? You worry about me. But nobody in this universe can do anything to me. Even the slightest of damage they cannot do. That person can be a pishacha, ghostly, danava, yaksha, nripati, king, or rakshasas. Pick anybody in the universe. Anguliya agra, with the tip of my finger, I can finish the entire universe. Oh, my dear king of the Vanara, Sugriva, nothing to worry about me. But here, Sugriva, I want you to hear a story. This story is famous in my lineage. There was once a pair of pigeons, a husband and wife, and they were living happily. One day, a hunter set a trap, and in that trap, the female pigeon got caught. And as much as she tried to fly away, she could not. So the hunter shot an arrow and killed that female pigeon. And the male was sitting on a tree and watching all this. Then that male pigeon flew to another tree. And this hunter came and sat under that tree for its shade. And the male pigeon felt, this is my guest, he has come to my tree. He must be hungry. And that male pigeon jumped into the fire and gave up its own body as food to the very hunter that killed his wife. This is the story in my lineage, and that's the value we live with. That even if an enemy comes to my doorstep, I cannot say no to him. It's just not in my blood. It's not in my nature. And this is the shloka I want all of us to sit up and pay attention to, because this applies to all of us. What is Ramachandra's heart like? What does it take for him to accept us? What is it? Some may think I have to give donations, I have to do this, I have to do that. Nothing. His consideration is just one thing.
सकृदेव प्रपन्नाय तवास्मीति च याचते सकृदेव प्रपन्नाय तवास्मीति च याचते अभयं सर्वभूतेभ्यो ददामि एतद्व्रतं मम अन्यैनं हरिश्रेष्ठः दत्तमस्या अभयं मया अन्यैनं हरिश्रेष्ठः दत्तमस्या अभयं मया विभीषणो वा सुग्रीवः यदि वा स्वयं
Sugriva Sakrit Eva. Any person has to say to me only one time. What to say? Tava Asmi. I am yours. That's all. That's all it takes. Just once to say, Sri Ramachandra, I am yours. For such a person, Abhayam, I will remove all fear from anything for eternity of time from their lives. And this is my vratam. This is my promise. And we all know, in Ramachandra's character, promise. What is that? Jaan jaye par vachan na jaye. That was Ramachandra's greatness. So he says, it is my promise. All I have to hear is somebody say one time, I am yours. And you are thinking about Vibhisana. Ravana Swayam. If Ravana now comes here and says, Ramachandra, I am yours, I will release him of anything and everything. I will have nothing to do with Ravana. No animosity, nothing. In fact, I will make him my dear friend. Since it is Ramachandra's Vratam, let's try and make an appeal. Everyone. Let's turn to Sri Ramachandra. And with whatever sincerity that's in your heart that you can gather, please say the words, Tava Asmi. You sad? Say it with joy. Ramachandra told. No, say it with joy. Tava Asmi. Thank you. As soon as they heard these words, Vibhishana jumped up and his heart melted. This is the person who's my friend? Oh my gosh. And very happily Sugriva said, yes, we will accept Vibhishana as one of our own. In fact, as one of our brothers. And at all this while, this discussion is happening and Vibhishana is sitting. Exam ka result, kya hone wala hai? What's the result? Are they going to agree? Are they going to accept me or not? Then Vibhishana, as soon as got the message, immediately fell on the ground in front of Ramachandra's lotus feet. He's been waiting. And he's not just waiting few minutes. This is Vibhishana from his childhood has been praying for the visit of Sri Ramachandra. Waiting thousands and thousands of years. Ravana was about 60,000 years in age. So Vibhishana is about, give or take, let's see 50,000 years, waiting. Someday, all my japa, my tapa, my fasting, my prayers have finally come to a conclusion. And he falls at the feet of Ramachandra. As he's playing, I want to visualize that Vibhisana is fallen at the feet of Sri Ramachandra and he's going to say something.
परित्यक्ता मया लङ्का मित्राणि च धनानि च परित्यक्ता मया लङ्का मित्राणि च धनानि च भवद्गतं हि मे राज्यं जीवितं च सुखानि च
Parityakta maya lanka. I have given up Lanka. I have given up my home. Mitrani. I have given up my friends. Dhanani cha. I have given up all my wealth. Bhavat gatam hi me Rajan. You are my only shelter right now. Jivitani sukhani cha. So my life and happiness or joy by definition means that I am at your lotus feet. The similar spirit of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he says, Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadisha kamaye, mama janmani janmanishware, bhavata bhakti rahaitu ki tvai. All I want, life after life. Now the secret is, he says, life after life. Most people want to go away from this world and become liberated. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I don't care. Life after life. If I have to be born again and again, that's okay. But I want to be your devotee. That's the spirit of Vibhisana here. A great Acharya in the Gaudiya line by the name Bhaktivinoda Thakur wrote a bhajan for Krishna and he said, Manasa, Deha, Geha, Jo Kichu Mora, whatever I think is mine, Arpinu Tva Pade Nanda Kishora. Oh dear Krishna, the son of Nanda, I have offered everything at your lotus feet. So I have given up the comfort of my home. I have given up the comfort of my friends because friends might say some nice things to me. But in this world, they will come and they will go. Houses, properties will come and they will go. Friends will come and go. Wealth will go. Whether it comes or not, it goes. I just paid taxes, I tell you, they go. From now on, my life and happiness is in serving you. So Sharanagati has 6 angas or limbs. And in these verses, you will see all of Vibhisana's Sharanagati here. The 6 limbs are Anukulyasya Sankalpa, that one should live one's life in such a way that it is favorable to serve Lord Ramachandra. And you should accept all those things, those words, those people who will facilitate service to Sri Ramachandra. Anukulyasya. Pratikulasya Varjana. So all things that cause a block or hindrance in us serving Sri Ramachandra, one should try and give up at your own pace, whatever pace you can. But that's what is required for Sharanagati. Rakshishyati iti Vishwasa. One should have the confidence that my ultimate protector is Sri Ramachandra. This is the confidence one has. Most people, let's say in a working situation, think my boss is my Rakshaka. Actually, the boss is a Bhakshaka. He eats you up, not Rakshaka. But Ramachandra is a Rakshishyati iti Vishwasa. In all circumstances, having the confidence that Ramachandra will be there for me. Goptrutve Varanam, that he is my maintainer. People think my company is my maintainer. Of course, children think my parents are my maintainers. But I'll give you a wonderful story in the life of a great Acharya by the name Sridhar Swami, who wrote commentary on Srimad Bhagavatam. Sridhar Swami was a married householder who was considering whether it's time for sannyas or not. And he was thinking, maybe now is not the right time, maybe later, like we all think, maybe later. When is the right time to perform bhakti? Maybe later, I have some things to take care of, maybe later. So Sridhar Swami, before he became Sridhar Swami, was also considering like that. And one day, in his hut on the wall was a mother lizard and her baby lizard crawling on the wall. You don't see lizards in America, in India, even if you don't want to see it, you'll see them. And as the mother and child were going together, that child fell from the wall onto the ground. And Sridhar Swami, he felt, oh, the child got separated from the mother. What will happen to that child? And that little lizard, as it fell on the ground, a little bug walked by, captured that bug. And Sridhar Swami said, the Supreme Lord is feeding everybody. So if I think, oh, what will happen to my wife, my children? The Lord is taking care of everyone. Turned around and went and took sannyas. So ladies, please hold on to your husbands after this class. If they say, don't hold me responsible for it. Atma Nikshepa. Atma Nikshepa. Nikshepa means to kshepa is to throw. Or Atma Nikshepa means to completely give up oneself to the Supreme Lord. That from now on, my body, my word, my intelligence, my mind, everything is in your service. Atma Nikshepa. But that should not be done with arrogance. I have come to surrender to you. Karpanye, out of humility. Dainya, as helpless. Vibhisana is showing, he is very powerful. He is carrying his gada, he has 4 followers. But Karpanya, completely Dainya, helpless. Ramachandra, without your grace, I have no place to go. So one may wonder, who are these 4 people with Vibhisana? The Sri Vaishnava Acharyas comment on this tell us that 2 of Vibhisana's followers represent qualities of the person coming to Ramachandra for seeking Sharanagati. And 2 qualities belong to Ramachandra, who is the Sharanya. So the 2 qualities Vibhisana had are Akinchanatvam. Kinchit means little bit. Akinchit, not even little bit. He had no attraction to or thinking that his wealth, his friends, his family, his assets are his protectors. So akinchanatvam, not even a little bit. He had this idea that, oh, if there is a difficult time, these monies and this property will take care of me. Akinchan. Ananya gatitvam, that I have nowhere else to go except Ramachandra's lotus feet. And on Ramachandra's side, 2 qualities are required. One, the capacity to give shelter. And second, the desire. In this case, Ramachandra has the desire. And what did Vibhisana say? Sarvaloka Sharanyaya. Not just 1 or 2 or 5. Sarvaloka Sharanyaya. So both is a perfect match. And that is why Vibhisana has 4 followers. So, when Vibhisana came like this, Ramachandra picked him up and embraced him tightly. When Sugriva, Hanuman, Jambavan, Sharaba, Mainda, all of them saw that Ramachandra embraced him like this, then Ramachandra turned to Lakshmana and said, Lakshmana, bring water from the ocean, because they are at the shore of the ocean. Bring that water from the ocean, pour on Vibhisana's head, do Abhishek for him, because right now I am promising him and proclaiming him as the king of Lanka. And Lakshmana has to do it because he is the guru. Without the guru initiating him, one cannot get the kingdom of Seva. So Vibhisana became crowned as the king of Lanka. One may have this question. They didn't even fight the war. They have not seen how many Rakshasas are on that side. Yet Ramachandra said, you will be the king of Lanka. So some of our acharyas, they asked this question. Oh, hold on. Does Ramachandra have this quality like his father? You heard earlier. He promises and regrets later. Is Ramachandra going to regret that because few verses before he said, wife Vibhisana, Ravanova, even if he came, I will. So if Ravana doesn't die, then the kingdom is Ravana's. But you just now said to Vibhisana, you will get the kingdom. Dvandva, is that a problem? Will Ramachandra break his promise? So Ramachandra smiles and says to all skeptics, The promise I've made is the promise I will keep. If Ravana comes to me, he will remain the king of Lanka. I will give up the entire Ayodhya for Vibhisana and I will live in the forest. I'm not worried about it at all. So when all the Vanaras saw what was happening, they stood up, they jumped up and started jumping and celebrating because they have never seen anything like this.
Tam prasadam tu ramasya drishva satya plavangama tachupprushur mahatmanam sadhu sadviti cha abruvan sadhu sadviti cha abruvan sadhu sadviti cha abruvan.
They all said, Sadhu, Sadhu, excellent, excellent. Since you are all witnesses, we all consider each other Vanaras according to Darwin, right? So we all are going to loudly say Sadhu, Sadhu when I give you the cue. Okay? Sadhu, Sadhu! Be happy that Vibhishana got the shelter. Don't be like, oh, he got. We will all get. So loudly. They became so happy to include Vibhishana into their camaraderie, into their brotherhood. And that is how Vibhishana became an eternal Sharanagata of Sri Ramachandra. So we will offer all glories, best wishes to Sita, Ramachandra, Lakshmana and Hanumanji. And we are grateful to all our teachers, our great acharyas, our spiritual masters in the wonderful lineages that have given us so much to take from, to live by and to share with others.
Mangalam Kausalendraya Mahaniya Gunatmane Chakravarti Tanujaya Sarvabhaumaya Mangalam Veda Vedanta Vedyaya Megha Shyamala Murtaye Pumsamohana Rupaya Punya Shlokaya Mangalam Vibhishana Krite Pritya Lanka Bhishta Pradayine Sarvaloka Sharanyaya Sri Raghavaya Mangalam Sarvaloka Sharanyaya Sri Raghavaya Mangalam Agatya Nagarim Divyam Abhishiktaya Sitaya Rajati Rajaya Ramabhadraya Mangalam Brahmadi Devasevyaya Brahmanyaya Mahatmane Brahmadi Devasevyaya Brahmanyaya Mahatmane Janaki Pranana
श्री रामार्पणमस्तु। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत भक्तवृंद की जय। वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो